Hey there besties, we are here with another tutorial. This week it's the Nutcracker. So I decided to go the template route. So here I am using Design Space to create my little template. Of course, I started by measuring my cup from the top to bottom and around. I started off by making little squares and creating little rectangles for each section of my cup. Okay, as you see here are my sections already measured out, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I cut most of my vinyl on washi sheet, default pressure. Here I am using this vinyl from the Hundo Dollar Store, and it is cheap, it is affordable, and it is removable, so it is just a template, so I'm not gonna use my fancy schmancy vinyl. Okay, besties, now for the hardest part. I'm not even gonna lie, this kicked my butt. You're gonna see a lot of stretching, a lot of wrinkles, a lot of repositioning. But just remember, guys, this is just a template, so if there's imperfections, it is not a big deal. This is simply to guide you through your glittering process. As you notice, I prep my cup by spray painting it white, and I'm also using a 32-ounce plum from Steel Magnolias. However, you can use whatever you have, but I will recommend the bigger the better. As most of you guys know, I love mixing my Mod Podge with acrylic paint. This ensures that I have a really good base paint color and gives me better coverage overall. So we're gonna go ahead and remove our first section and go ahead and start glittering. Okay, besties, I know I sound like a broken record. Wait a second, do people still say that? Anyway, I know I repeat myself all the time, but please make sure that you make a really good, even coat of Mod Podge. Make sure it's not streaky or lumpy or bumpy, or make sure there's no Mod Podge boogers in your Mod Podge, okay? Because anything that you see on your Mod Podge, you will see on your glitter. And if you have to do a second coat, make sure to always fluff out your excess. Use a little brush and fluff it out. Get all the excess off before you do a second coat. Okay guys, a learning opportunity here. Check out my red paint. It is super streaky. What does that mean? That means my paint is either old or cheap or both. So what's gonna happen is that after I place my first coat of glitter, it's gonna look super streaky. So I will definitely have to do 2 coats of glitter here, which is completely fine. So don't freak out if that happens to you. Actually, the norm is to do 2 coats. Sometimes you get lucky and you can get away with 1, but 2 is completely fine. So before you do your second coat, remember, fluff it out, any excess glitter, and then just using Mod Podge alone, put Mod Podge and then glitter it. This next tip is completely personal preference, but as you see, I started with my darker colors and moved my way to my lighter colors. The color that I'll be using is Simply Nude, which is a skin tone color and much lighter than my other colors. The reason I like to save my lightest to the last is because I feel like it is least likely for you to cross-contaminate your lighter colors. Again, this is personal preference. Do whatever you want. Some people like to work from top to bottom, bottom to top. I like to go from darkest to lightest. Here's Glitter Boss demonstrating how to seal your cup. It is so important to seal this really good. I do it at least 2 times. You don't want any of your glitter to travel. Next, we're gonna go ahead and fast set it. I am using CC DIY Fast Set, which dries in less than 2 hours. You can't get any better than that, but you gotta move quick. You guys already know I sand between every layer. I don't care if it's after the first, I sand them and I clean all my rims after every layer of epoxy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off with water. Don't use alcohol or anything like that because it is fast set. The alcohol will make it feel a little tacky, so either wash it or just use plain old water. Decal time, everybody's favorite. And I say that loosely because I know a lot of people do not like decaling, and by a lot of people, I mean me. But go ahead and find yourself a really easy SVG to follow along on Etsy. There's lots of them available that make it really easy to cut all the little pieces. I created this little guy by using different little pieces that I liked, and I just kind of pieced it together. I made it available in my supply list, so if you're interested, go check it out over there. Another little bit of advice is whenever you're cutting lots of little pieces like this, just do yourself a favor and go ahead and just cut 2 or 3 of each. That way you have spares if you mess up or if it lays funny or if it's off-centered, and then you won't have to be going back and forth to your machine. As you see, we used a lot of metallic vinyls and a lot of tiny little pieces to this design. So I'm using Quick Coat by CCDIY to seal my vinyl. I'm going to apply one more coat of Fast Set. After this dries, I will sand him really good and clean off that rim, and then apply my final coat using KS resin. Here he is, besties. He is looking so dandy. I hope this tutorial inspired you guys to make your own nutcracker. Please tag us so we can see y'all's creations, and make sure to use hashtag MMBesties so everybody knows where you got your inspiration from. See you guys later.